Welcome. In this video, the event Ink-Stained Steel Sakura of Azur Lane will be summarized. Throughout the video, there will be spoilers for the story of Azur Lane. If you don't want to be spoiled, please go and play the game. The event begins with Nagato and her sister, Mutsu, noticing a large gathering of people who came to see Nagato, the protector of the Sakura Empire and the mightiest battleship in the world, at least according to Mutsu. After a brief exchange, they prepare Nagato's attire for a special ceremony. At the base of the sacred Sakura shrine, a diverse crowd had assembled, including Sakura Empire citizens and visitors from other nations. Nagato, dressed in the traditional shrine maiden attire with distinct golden hairpins, emerged and addressed the people with grace. She introduced herself as the protector of the Sakura Empire and flagship of its combined fleet, urging everyone to join in prayer for their nation's prosperity. Their collective prayers caused the sacred Sakura to emit a gentle radiant glow, and Sakura petals to shower the shrine. The people hailed Nagato as a miracle worker, and the Sakura petals transformed into glowing orbs that spread throughout the Sakura Empire. Nagato reassured the people that as long as they believed in the gods, the Empire's prosperity was assured. The crowd cheered her on, and Nagato returned to the shrine's interior, contemplating her role as the protector of the sacred Sakura and vowing to live up to the people's expectations. Elsewhere, Zuikaku, Shokaku, Mikasa, and Ayanami return to Zuikaku and Shokaku's old training ground. The four navigate through a silent region of the Sakura Empire, now patrolled by Zuikaku's fleet. The fleet is divided into three segments. Ayanami, the Demon of the Solomons, leads the way and sweeps the area. Shokaku and Zuikaku make up the middle segment, and Mikasa brings up the rear. Mikasa expresses her excitement but asks for a slower pace, citing her age. This surprises the others, and Mikasa playfully offers her homemade royal gourmet upon return. Zuikaku hesitates, not ready to try it. Suddenly, the enemy fleet launches a long-distance bombardment, startling them. Ayanami detects sirens at 3 o'clock, 12,000 meters away, confirming the presence of the sirens in the area, prompting preparations for a counterattack. As the four venture on, they come upon a desolate area, which has been abandoned due to the siren invasions. Zuikaku asks why they're there again, with Shokaku responding that they're there on a mission to investigate the withering of the sacred Sakura and to rescue Nagato, who has been by the side of the sacred Sakura all this time. Nagato feels responsible for not preventing the war. Zuikaku expresses urgency in their mission, but first they need to deal with the threat that they face. Elsewhere, Kaga and Akagi discuss the situation, acknowledging the group's approach to the sacred Sakura. Kaga is concerned about the group discovering Nagato, but Akagi downplays Nagato's importance, referring to her as just one battleship who couldn't stop the war. She hints at a plan involving people's faith and Nagato's sacrifice. They believe they must wait for someone who can oppose the sirens and change the fate of the situation. In what may be a flashback, Nagato expresses concern about the consequences of a war, where many lives will be lost on both sides. Akagi, however, assures her that it's all for the sake of the Sakura Empire's future and the world's progress, emphasizing the necessity of change and the tribute of souls it requires. She convinces Nagato that the attack will be successful. Kaga joins in, urging Nagato to give the order to start the war, emphasizing the readiness of the elite 1st Carrier Division. Nagato understands the people's desire for authorization to begin the war, even though their eyes lack hope, filled instead with the desire for war. Despite her objections, Nagato knows that her objections would be futile. In a dignified voice, she declares herself as Nagato, protector of the Sakura Empire and flagship of the combined fleet. She issues the order to all personnel of the Sakura Empire's combined fleet to commence the attack on Azur Lane. Nagato asks Mutsu for her opinion on a pose for an upcoming ceremony. Mutsu finds the initial pose somewhat awkward and suggests keeping the arms straight. When Nagato tries this, Mutsu finds it amusing, likening her to a doll. Nagato, however, struggles to smile genuinely, admitting that she seems to have forgotten how to do it. Later, Nagato and Mutsu discuss the dire state of the sacred Sakura, which is withering, leading to a loss of faith among the people. Mutsu informs Nagato that the sirens have surrounded the place, raising concerns about their cooperation with the enemy. Nagato reveals that she has relinquished her position as the Combined Fleet's flagship, which shocks and angers Mutsu. Nagato explains that battleships are becoming obsolete in the age of aircraft carriers, and the decision was made by others. She believes that by stepping down, she can focus on solving the problem that they face. Nagato mentions how the spirits, or quantum data, of their fallen comrades has been trying to convey something to her since the war began. Mutsu disagrees, insisting that the people have been trying to exploit Nagato's powers. Despite this, Nagato expresses her desire to be sealed inside the sacred Sakura to better understand the spirits' messages and for the sake of the Sakura Empire. She reassures Mutsu that someone she trusts will protect her. Nagato also encourages Mutsu to befriend the Shirasuyu-class girl who will take this role. Before she goes through with this decision, Nagato thanks Mutsu for everything that she's done. Back in the present, said Shirasuyu-class girl is Kawakaze. The group of 4 arrive at the location of the sacred Sakura and encounter Kawakaze, who guards the shrine. They express their intention to awaken Nagato and her sister, but Kawakaze insists on keeping her promise with Nagato not to let anyone disturb her slumber, even allies. Zuikaku is frustrated with Kawakaze's stubbornness, emphasizing their mission to save the world, but Kawakaze is unwavering. Their confrontation escalates and Kawakaze challenges them to prove their resolve in battle. Zuikaku anticipates the battle but finds it cliched, while Kawakaze remains determined to end it swiftly. After the battle, Zuikaku and Kawakaze acknowledge each other's strength, with Zuikaku expressing the sentiment that their conflict was unnecessary considering their allies. Kawakaze apologizes, citing her instinct as a soldier. Kawakaze keeps her promise to lead them to Nagato, and they arrive at the base of the sacred Sakura, where Nagato is sealed within a large translucent crystal. Nagato appears to be in pain, like she's having a nightmare. Kawakaze explains that Nagato has been watching over the spirits, or quantum data as the sirens called it, believing it's her atonement, but she was deceived by a small group of people. Kawakaze can only protect Nagato from the sirens, and she entrusts the task of saving Nagato to the group. In another flashback with Nagato and Mutsu, Nagato expresses a desire to help her brethren in battle, feeling it's unfair to stay behind. She and Mutsu, as the most powerful battleships, want to join the fight. However, Nagato's determination is met with resistance from a figure, likely a superior, who argues that her duty as the Sakura Empire's protector is to follow orders and avoid getting injured in battle. They agree to comply with these orders, as it has been for the best so far. Later, Nagato asks Mutsu if she believes that dolls have hearts and souls, reflecting on how the world has changed since their creation. She mentions the Big Seven, ships who seem similar to them across the sea, and hopes to meet and befriend them, with a playful wish to test their combat skills someday. Mutsu encourages Nagato to smile, and they reminisce about a friendly visit they made. Nagato hopes for the day that they can meet the Big Seven, and asks Mutsu to keep her company until then, which she readily agrees to. Back in the present, Ayanami detects a siren fleet approaching, giving them a 12-minute warning. Zuikaku, frustrated by the persistent siren threats, suggests knocking on the crystal to wake Nagato, but her joking is met with a shell landing nearby, courtesy of Kawakaze, who vows to protect Nagato. Mutsu, one of the Big Seven, arrives, surprising Zuikaku. Mutsu questions their treatment of her sister and expresses confusion about their knowledge of her. Zuikaku explains their mission to wake Nagato and save the sacred Sakura, but is interrupted by the sirens' attack, leading Shokaku to suggest that their conversation will have to wait. Kawakaze is determined to protect Nagato, and Zuikaku, frustrated, feels that her moment in the limelight has been overshadowed. The fierce battle continues around the sacred Sakura, with shots hitting the tree and endangering Nagato, still encased in the crystal. The ongoing attack seems to cause her pain as the situation worsens. A flash of light surrounds the girl and her rescuers, forming an impenetrable barrier. A voice emerges from within the sacred Sakura, chastising the intruders for disturbing the peace of the spirits. The light from the tree takes the form of a furious stream, engulfing the Siren fleet and wrecking their ships. After the attack, the light transforms into a spear and hovers over Nagato's rescuers, revealing Nagato at its center, the protector of the Sakura Empire and flagship of the combined fleet. The unexpected turn of events leaves her allies in shock and awe. Zuikaku, after inadvertently waking Nagato from her slumber, pleads for forgiveness as she senses Nagato's fiery fury. Nagato inquires about her purpose, and Zuikaku explains that they need her to join their side. Nagato initially refuses, explaining that she was tasked with the protection of the sacred Sakura, and she will remain until her body turns to dust for the sake of the Sakura Empire and to atone for her sins. Mikasa scolds Nagato for her decision, emphasizing the value of a battleship of her caliber in changing times. Mikasa praises Nagato's qualities and invites her to have a battle with her to unleash her potential as a battleship. Nagato, humbled by Mikasa's words, agrees to the battle. Mutsu and Zuikaku join in for the battle. Nagato reflects on her desire for bonds and the need to smile and connect with her people. She prays for a new life that will make her someone whom her people can believe in with all their hearts. With renewed determination, Nagato introduces herself as the Big Seven of the Sakura Empire and prepares for the battle. After the battle, Mutsu and Nagato reflect on their efforts and the importance of learning and self-improvement. Nagato is determined to find a divergence point in the timeline and not run away from herself. Suddenly, Purifier appears, surprising everyone, and offers information about the divergence point in the timeline. She quotes a cryptic message: "When the winter's crown is donned, when the steel sakura blooms, the soul's transmigration will begin and start the final prelude." Nagato threatens to attack, but Purifier dismisses the message as pretentious garbage and doesn't offer any more information. Nagato prepares to engage in combat, but Purifier remains unfazed, leaving the situation tense and uncertain. Purifier makes a quick retreat from the battle, leaving the Sakura Empire fleet to catch their breath. Nagato reflects on the mention of soul transmigration by Purifier, linking it to the legend of the sacred Sakura as a catalyst for God to hear prayers and offer peace to the deceased. Despite her concerns, Mikasa encourages Nagato to join their cause, as they need more allies. After some hesitation, Nagato decides to join them, interested in the unexplored oceans and prepared to fight by their side. Elsewhere, Akagi and Kaga discuss their newfound power, planning for a final battle to change the Sakura Empire's future and establish a new world order. Kaga questions Akagi about how she would handle an unexpected situation. The exact nature of this power and the unfolding events remain uncertain. Thank you for watching. Please follow my Twitter for updates, and please check out my other Girls Frontline and Arc Knights videos as well.